Hi there, guys. Welcome to Outdoors Brews and BBQ. This is Carlos, your host. Welcome to today's episode here with another collection of local beers, some national park information, and, of course, some barbecue conversation. Today's episode here, we have some repeating guests. Of course, in every episode, you got me and you got Hyro.
What up, what up?
But we got another repeating guest over here to my right. Norland, welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me back.
And then we have a new guest in today's episode over here to my left. What's your name, sir?
My name is Josue.
Welcome to Outdoors Brews and Barbecue.
I am
Josue.
so ready for this.
You sound so smooth.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Not-
I hope you had some food before coming
Our
over.
fifth guest is broken. No smoke today.
Our fifth guest on the bottom of the sofa is shot. There ain't no smoke coming out of nowhere in this episode. All right.
Carlos is happy about that one.
Yeah, I don't have to die here of suffocation.
Smoke inhalation.
Smoke inhalation.
Someone roll one and let's change that real quick.
In today's episode, we're going to cover some beers here from a brewery in Doral called Prison Pals Brewing Co. All right, so the first beer out of this brewery that I spotted and chose out was a Bohemian Pilsner called Anniversary. Right, it's a Sech malt double decoction and hops. So let's see what the heck we have here.
What?
Josue looks kind of. He's like, the cock what?
It's gonna be a
The what? Double what?
They're saying a lot here. That Pilsner's got to have a lot of flavor.
It's I'm very curious. I haven't tasted it myself.
Oh, so first time for you.
Oh, okay. So first for all of us.
This is a first for all of us here. I haven't tasted
First time
any
for
of these
everything.
beers.
Love that.
Any of the 4 beers we have here tonight, I have never tasted. So
Nice.
Ooh,
I'm gonna taste it with y'all, and we're gonna see here what we got. Let's start by popping open here can number 1. Hyra, you want to pull out another can there from the cooler?
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, I know you're gonna go for a full can. That's no doubt.
So you said this is from Doral?
They do have a brewery in Doral. Their address right off the top of my head, I can't tell you the address, but last time I checked, they were right off of Northwest 14th Street.
Oh.
So in Southern Doral.
I'm sure you can look up Prison Pals and you're gonna find it. Like,
Yeah, as soon as you look up Prison Pals
or
Brewery,
you
it's
can
the
find
first thing
another
that comes
buddy
up.
there too. You know.
Is this what they drink in prison?
We're about to find out. Let's see.
that good old toilet wine.
Toilet wine, yeah.
Gulag Jamoon, bro.
All right. Looks
Gulad Jamoon.
looks good already.
All right, let's put this here in front of the camera. I'll have that one. I'll hand this one over to you.
Un poquitico, un poquitico.
Bogadigo.
Josue, I heard you drink a lot of beer.
Negative.
Negative.
What
I heard you've been on a beer
Negative.
diet for over a year, bro.
Here,
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. Watch you have some beers if you have been on a beer diet that long.
More than a year, actually.
No, pass that to Chen. Pass that.
All right, let's get this other cup over here. Keep on handing this over. Yo, my finger's going numb, bro. This thing is cold.
Yeah, this is.
Yo, you got to do the podcast
Gotta
outside.
love them Yeti coolers.
Gotta love that Yeti cooler, bro. Definitely does its job. All right. Harry, you want another can? You gonna go with what's left there?
I'll go with left here and then
Go
I'll grab
what's
some
left
more
there,
later.
and then we'll debate. All right.
Nice.
All right. So I'll let you guys taste first. As watch y'all reactions here.
Based off smell alone, it smells like a good traditional Pilsner, so that's nice.
Yeah,
Okay. So smell passes the nasal test.
gives me a good presidente feel.
Good presidente feel. Oh, I'm worried then.
It's smells good, tastes good too.
Oh, this does give me a presidente feel. I am a little worried.
Oh, man. When they said hops, they
Ooh.
were not kidding.
Why are you guys worried?
I like this.
You guys are worrying
It's
me for worrying about Presidente. What's
I
wrong?
love presidente. He just don't like it.
That's what my abuelo papi drinks.
Abuelo Bobby.
Yo, what Bobby drinks? It's not that it's a bad beer, bro. To me, it's too weak of a beer.
Ah, well, no wonder
Well,
my
it's a
grandfather
Pilsner.
would
What do you
have
would
like
expect from a Pilsner?
24 after cutting grass
No.
all day.
It definitely has a very hoppy afterfeel to it.
It does.
That aftertaste.
Almost IPA-like, which is
Yeah,
quite
this is
impressive.
Very borderline IPA hoppiness for it being a Pilsner. Yeah. Also, it's only a 4.4 APV level, so it's a good Pilsner to have as a refresher.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I can have this on
Not
the side
bad.
of the pool all day long, and I'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even need a heavy meal. You can just give me some Doritos, some Fritos, some nachos, preferably loaded nachos. But
No, loaded nachos. That's
Extra cheese and jalapenos on them.
Yeah.
In my case, waking up hungover, need something
Now
to
we
get me
talking.
going.
to get you going, to continue the rotation. Got it.
Hair to the dog,
The cycle continues.
That's just not bad.
He might be
Do you
back
like the
into beer
hoppiness?
after this episode. Caitlin Alvarez
We'll
has
see.
stated that statement.
We'll see how it goes.
I trust all of my brother's Carlo Parada. I trust his vision and his beer. So
I had never heard of these beers ever. I found these.
don't tell me that, please.
I found these beers and found that they are local from here in Miami, Florida, and I was like, sure, let's try them out. The name was more of what caught my attention when you decided to name your brewery Prison Pals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
that is a brave name.
brave name to put down. But when I did look up Prison Pals, it's actually the owners are actually Argentinian.
Oh, see.
So they
Boludo.
were looking up this information. They were trying to open it up, and then they were like, you know what? Let's open up a brewery up in United States, apparently. And-
United States.
United States.
United States.
And
we gonna do it.
and that's as much information as I was able to find from the brewery. The brewery does have the current beers that they're rotating on the website. This first one that we're trying now, the anniversary beer, was difficult to find their information, but I was able to find that on their Instagram. And then we do have a IPA and a double IPA, the follow up from the same brewery, with a bonus beer from the last place you would ever expect to hear made their beer, because I would have never thought a cruise line has their own beer. All right.
I can't wait to have that one.
So I'm really curious about that one, but that one we're going to leave at the end because I don't want to mix it up with the other two we have in between. But if we had to give this beer a rating, this Pilsner that we're on, from a 1 to 5, and each quarter counts. So 0.25 as high as a 5.0. What would you give it?
I'd give it a 3.5.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. You enjoy this.
Yeah. It's
So,
not. It's.
Chad, what was that number
agree.
again?
I agree with Parada. Some nice loaded nachos
No.
on a very hot Sunday
No.
with
Or
my.
I mean, this is also. I feel like this is also a beer that will blend well with like fried calamari.
that too.
No.
Definitely something deep fried would be nice.
Mm.
There's also the whole TikTok trend now of those grinder sandwiches. I can imagine myself eating one of these grinder sandwiches with drinking this beer.
Okay. All right.
Some sandbar beer.
Just to throw it in there, Chen gave it a
Sandbar
3.
beer? That's it. That's exactly what it is. This is sandbar beer. Yeah. This is
Sandbar.
a beer to look up for Ernie in the future.
A
For my
Black Point.
suegro.
Black Point watching boats. Cars trying to put in boats or boats trying to park.
Or cars falling in the water because they
Yeah,
don't know how to tow
exactly.
out their boats.
Oh my
This is
god.
the beer you need just to like watch me like
we
we're
can
ready.
we can do a whole podcast on that.
No.
We can have a whole podcast.
we can call that podcast Come Mierda 101 Towing Boats.
You seen the Chit Show, right?
Yeah, I've seen the Chicho.
Shout out Chit Show.
Shout out to Chicho because there's always a shit show at Black Point Marina.
I love that place
Oh.
though. Love that place.
Yep.
All right, Norland,
All right.
what's your
Yeah, man. If I had to give this beer a
Number.
description, I'm gonna say it's like a more flavor for like dad beer. Like
Okay.
what like you imagine your dad drinks, imagine that if it had a little bit more flavor. It was really surprising getting this much like hoppiness and weediness out of a Pilsner, especially. I'd have to give it a solid 3. I think it's a good drinkable beer. It's smooth, which is really important of a Pilsner. And I can find myself drinking more and more and more of it, especially on a hot day. So
Okay. I can agree with that. What about you, Howard? What do you give this beer?
give it a 3.25. And then Chen gave it a 3.
Shane gave it a 3. I think I'm in that same ballpark. I think I'm around that 3 and 3.25. Because when I think of a Pilsner, I get the feeling of that Pilsner right there at the first taste you get when you
I think a
put it
presidente un frío.
in, right?
it's
But,
very
uh,
Presidente-esque, which I
Right.
enjoy about it because it's giving me what Presidente is missing, which is flavor.
Right.
Hey.
I mean, I
That's
guess
why you got to have it as a frío.
well, yeah, but I mean the hoppiness flavor you get at the end of it.
Mm.
That's
It is
what kind
very
of
good.
threw me off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to having a Pilsner and having such a strong hoppiness.
I'm a big proponent and like,
happiness.
tell people, hey, Voodoo Ranger is one of the best beers, and it's an IPA, and it's not that hoppy compared to this. So
Right. This is, for not being an IPA, extremely hoppy on the back end there.
The hoppy will make you happy.
The hoppy will make you happy. But if I did have to give this a rating, I think I'm going to stick with a 3 1/4. I'm
Yep,
going to give it a 3
same.
1/4 for my first time tasting this beer. And we'll be giving that rating on Untapped. For those of you who are following us and are wondering how do we rate these beers, there is an app out there you can download on all sorts of platforms, Android and iOS, called Untapped, where you can actually take a look at these beers and look what other people have given it and give it your own rating yourself as you taste it. It also helps you keep like a beer log, so you can look back at beers you've tasted before. Maybe you get it too high of a rating the first time you tasted it, and now you're tasting it again and you think
You're like,
otherwise.
drop it.
Or you gave it too low of a rating and now you liked it even more and you're giving it a
Which
higher
has
rating.
happened.
Which has happened. Right? All right,
Actually,
guys.
I met some people one time at the other day at the bar that they were like asking like, oh, let me see the tap, like the little tap, the actual design, because they wanted to get it on their Untapped. I was like, you got Untapped? Yeah. Like we started having a whole conversation.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, pause. Chen, I'm not sure if I'm tripping out, but our camera looks frozen, Parada and I. Or
It happens
It
periodically.
happens, everyone.
oh, okay. Sorry.
As long as the microphone keeps on working, we
okay.
good.
Papo, you're just
Yeah.
so fast. It looks like you're frozen.
Yo, that beer is hitting me already, son.
that's a good reminder.
That beer
You
is
can
already hitting me,
found
bro.
the-
I'm a
you can-
little worried.
You can find this podcast on all audio platforms. We are an audio-based podcast.
We are an audio-based podcast.
No, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, hold up. Hey, but
That's fine.
shout out to Chen. He's a great engineer.
All right. That's fine. We'll resurrect the video eventually, as long as we keep the audio rolling. As we transition between these beers, I like to throw in the outdoors part of it. And in today's episode, we're going to go into Gran Tetons National Park.
Whoa.
If you guys refer back to a few episodes back, we did go into Yellowstone somewhere closer to after the 4th of July. And in Yellowstone, Gran Tetons only about 35-minute drive south of Yellowstone National Park. Gran Tetons was established back in 1927, as far back as the history of the national park itself goes. But as far as the park and the mountains and humanity being around those mountains, we can go back to the cavemen 11,000 years ago. That's as far back as they estimate any sort of civilization to be around that area up in Wyoming. But
Have you been there?
I have been there, yes.
Nice.
I was
I gotta
there.
go there.
I was there the same time that I went to Yellowstone, and I have a decent photographic memory of vacations. Don't ask me to tell you what paragraph, what line is what context in a book. That's a different conversation. But as far as physical locations, my photographic memory goes pretty far back, and that was when I was about 8 years old. Definitely one of the nicest parks that I can remember going to, as far as Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons combined. Grand Tetons National Park is about 310,000 acres big.
God.
It is big. Right. As far as it officially, the last time it was updated as far as size of the park was in the late 70s. But as far as the first two who climbed the summit of the mountain, referring to John Shive or Frank Peterson, they made the first documented summit climb in 1898.
Wow.
Dang.
So we're going back a good
Shout
chunk
out
in
to
time.
them. Yeah.
1998. Let's go.
1898. So
Shout
we're
out to
going
them.
a good chunk of time back in time, right?
You know, I wonder how that happened. I mean, I'm sure, obviously, the
Well, they
equipment,
climbed it.
the equipment,
Oh,
no, the
bro,
equipment,
joking.
the equipment
I can
was
tell you how-
very
It's
different.
okay when they're like, "Oh, a mountain, let's go up."
I wonder what type of equipment they had to invent or
completely
something.
different, bro.
Or no, they probably had a few
Your-
beers together. It's
Yeah.
like, I bet
Yeah.
you can get there on top of that before you can.
Your snow paddles are made out of sticks and wood, bro. You had to hand craft that thing just to walk over the snow. We are talking about Wyoming here. Some of the heaviest snowfalls fall in these national parks, being in the North Midwest. We're not all the way up in Alaska, but we are in the northwestern part of the U.S.
Yeah.
So snow, when it falls, right? As far as wildlife, you can potentially see here at Grand Tetons National Park, you do have moose. You have moose calves, so calves being the younger ones. Those you'll typically find somewhere around Jackson's Lake over at Grand Tetons National Park. You do have elk. You do have
Nice.
wolves.
Ooh.
You do have bears.
Oh,
And
Bears are
brown
my friends. I'm gonna
grizzly
hug
bears to be exact. Brown grizzly bears.
I usually get along with them pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hyro said that he will run through the field butt naked after the bears when we were talking about
them.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But you can also find buffalo and
I'll
bison.
run up to one butt naked and smack it.
You said buffalo and bison?
Buffalo and bison are also
Nice.
two of the
A lot
bigger
of protein
animals
right there.
you can see up there in the
Protein.
Northwest. And as far as birds that you can potentially come across during the summers, birds of prey, we do have vultures. Of course, that's all around the U.S. But we have osprey and we have bald eagles that you can also find over in the Gran Tetons. We also have the western tanager. That is one of the smallest, most colorful birds you can potentially see over at this park.
Mhm.
Interesting. It's got a very vibrant yellowish orange color to the body. Really stands out when you find one sitting on a little branch. And then you have the trumpeter swans. Those things you'll find because they migrate. And they like to swim in the lake, sunbathe a little bit.
Like a little splash.
Now, off the top of your head, Parada, this is a random question.
Mhm.
Any of these animals you named, do you know if they're endangered? Any endangered species?
Out of the ones that I've named here so far, no.
No?
No. Not to my knowledge off the top of my head.
But still, the park is very protected.
Correct.
The buffalo at a time used to be
Used to be.
very endangered. Not anymore. Good, thanks to good
As well as the
conservation
bison.
effort.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The
Fun-
bison was endangered at one
Mhm.
point?
Fun fact. So now the great American buffalo is the U.S. national mammal. They changed it a couple weeks ago.
Well, I'll tell you this. In Red Dead Redemption 2, I've endangered them from so much hunting I do on
hungry.
in that video game.
I'm glad we're only referring to the video game. All right. As far as your entrance fee to this park, if you are visiting this park, it is $35 for a private vehicle. So you and the fam in your own minivan, you're going in. That's $35, and that pass is valid for 7 days.
Ooh, that's nice.
All right. So if you are staying in a hotel outside of the park, you want to revisit to explore more, you have a valid pass to get in there for 7-day period. If you are in a motorcycle, it is $30. If you're coming in by foot or by bike, it is $20. Right? If you are coming in a bus or an RV or anything above that, it is above $35, and those prices I could not get for you guys. All right, but those
But if
will
you're
be
coming in
slightly
on
higher
that,
fees.
like,
That's still not bad, though.
hopefully.
If you are coming in an RV or in a higher size vehicle, my recommendation would be to potentially look at the annual pass option. You can get a nationwide annual pass, national park pass for $80. You can go to any of these parks in any of the states, including our own parks down here as far as Dry Tortugas, Everglades National Park, and Key Biscayne National Park. That little annual pass will work there, and it can work at any national park anywhere else within the U.S. as
Here's
well.
a hack for you guys. If you want to, especially in the state of Florida, I don't know if it applies out. If you want to get in for free to say the Everglades National Park or Big Cypress down here, bring your abuelito or abuelita with you because people over the age of 65 get in for free and the vehicle gets in for free.
Oh.
There you go. There's the hack.
Now, Parada, cool question. As far as that park, like what activities, like family activities, do you remember?
Hiking, trails. There is kayaking in the lakes.
Waterfalls,
There is
any of that stuff?
waterfalls. There is horseback riding.
Nice.
Wrestling with bears.
Wrestling with bears.
Covered
Based
in
on
honey.
Hyro's experience.
Book me. I'm
Alright.
convinced.
That park has
Uh,
some of the most beautiful water I've ever seen. Just by looking at pictures, it's like this crystal blue and it's incredible.
Mhm.
Nice. So it's a good family place.
It is definitely a good family park to visit. Now, again, if you guys are willing to go explore Gran Tetons National Park, explore outside of just Gran Tetons. If you're willing to make a minor drive, 35 minutes north, you have Yellowstone National Park. That was the first national park ever established. And if you're willing to make an even further drive than just Yellowstone, and you're willing to go 5 hours away north, you have Glaciers National Park, which is right on the state line between Wyoming and, not Wyoming, Montana and Canada.
Nice. It's right there.
Right. So, now moving on here. Now that we, my mouth has gone dry from this first beer we tasted, let's jump over to beer number 2 from Prison Pals Brewing Co. called Nelson Hazy IPA.
Let's visit our prison pals over
All
here.
right. So now we're jumping from a 4.4 APV Pilsner to a 7% APV Hazy IPA.
Epa.
All right. So it's always nice when numbers go up, right?
Bring it on.
Numbers go Burr.
Shout out to Yeti too.
Shout out to Yeti for having this cooler here for us. Not that the cooler was free. Let's not give any idea that the cooler
Not
was free.
yet.
We will take free
Not
coolers.
yet.
But
I will gladly accept any free Yeti products
but
and represent, but
I know you will definitely get a sponsorship from Yeti if you continue on, because this is some great beer.
I was like, oh. Ooh, I already smell it from here.
you already smell it from there? Ooh, the hoppiness is that strong?
Listen,
All right.
Prada, my girlfriend has been trying to get me into beer for a whole year already.
That's nice
You
and
might-
musty.
You might
I
have
like
just achieved it with one podcast.
Oh, sweet. We on the right path then.
Yes, sir.
That way she don't got to give me that desk there when I see her tomorrow. All right. Ooh, it just definitely has.
Yeah, see?
Wow.
From a distance, it's
This thing's about 8
You
inches
open
away
it,
from my face, and I was already smelling it. It is
te da
definitely.
duro.
It is definitely hazy. Also, it's dense.
Ooh, look at that.
That's a pretty color.
It definitely has a nice tone to it. Let's go ahead and put this here in front of the camera for the rest of the people watching. Let's get another cup over here, rotating some
It
of
looks
this
like a
fluids around.
mimosa.
It almost does
It
look.
does.
It almost does
does.
look like mimosa. You right
I can
there.
guarantee
It
you this is gonna
does.
put you on your ass on like a mimosa.
Huh?
Chen, you ready?
You gonna hand that way? I don't know if the rookie over here wants to go that deep that fast.
Well, he has to.
Aye.
Bring it on. That's good. That's good. That's good.
No,
That's
no,
good. No,
no,
That's good.
not-
That's good.
that-
That's good.
Not on
good?
this show.
Yo,
Come on.
Yo,
No,
yo,
no,
come on. It's my first time drinking beer
I
in
might
like
say it's my birthday.
6 years, bro.
It's my birthday. I was like, you gotta drink the whole thing.
I got out drinking beer in 6 years. Come
That's
on.
barely
Now.
even a sip.
All right,
Why,
that one open?
Yeah.
why
Oh.
does it smell like mango juice?
Oh, it's like mango juice. Yeah,
It smells
yeah.
like mango juice. I can guarantee it's not gonna taste like
That's
mango
good.
juice.
Give me the
No,
whole.
I can guarantee you this is not going to taste like mango juice.
Pour it over for Chen.
Damn, Parada, you filled mine up more than everybody else.
I'm getting the whole can, so you can.
That's just to make sure you can taste it.
Chen.
Yeah, that's for Chen. And then if you can finish this can and this can I got right here. All right. Let's close this lid back down. And let's get comfortable here. Let's go into this Nelson Hazy IPA. Amazingly tropical
Nice and
character
funky.
contributed by a mix of American and New World hops. A cloudy beer with moderate bitterness, high body, and skillness from grains, barley oats, and wheat. So let's see what we got.
Damn, got me smacking my tongue.
Oof. That face you got going on there, boy, kind of gives me that impression like
Not feeling it.
you ain't feeling it.
Nah, not the
No?
bitterness.
Nah, that's an IPA. IPAs are notoriously bitter, but that is smooth for an
Oh,
IPA.
yeah.
It's got a nice initial taste.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is actually not a bad IPA.
Yeah. Oof, this is mad smooth.
This is actually really smooth for a IPA. This one's definitely getting a slightly higher rating on my book.
Oh, I agree.
Um,
I'm a big IPA fan, so I tend to be a little bit more critical of IPAs, but that's good. The fact that it's an IPA that you feel like I can drink and not be like, ugh, every other sip is good.
okay.
Shout out to Marcelo saying, make sure I get a full cup.
Make sure he gets a full cup.
Maybe next time he can be here.
Ahorita le doy una lata. All right. Now, Harry, you did taste it from the can. Did you taste anything different from the can versus?
Damn, Steely. I don't know. So I had it from the cup. The way this hits drinking it directly from the can. Actually, yeah.
You know, tell me if you feel note anything different having it from the plastic cup versus having it straight from the aluminum.
Definitely a lot smoother from the cup.
Okay, so
From the can, like it's definitely has like this, like you can taste the aluminum, but like
Okay.
not like it's like, oh, aluminum. It's just like you can tell that it was in the can.
No, I did
Just a
that.
quick pour and drinking it from the cup, it's definitely a different taste.
I did that intentionally because that is a very common scenario with many beers where you drink it from a can and then you get a slight tin taste to the beer that wouldn't be there typically if you serve it in a cup. Right. So when you're serving it in a cup or you're serving it in a glass or, whatever type of serving you're doing, but it's going to have a different taste to it than if you're drinking it straight from a can or from a bottle. Right.
Did not know that.
What do you got over there, Nolan? What do you think?
I think it's really good, actually. Again, like I said before, I'm a huge IPA fan. It's really smooth. I feel like this goes good with like let's say like a good burger or
Yep.
some sliders is the first thing that came to my mind.
Ooh.
And
Maybe some
it's
pork
like
sliders.
would like pair perfectly, especially with some like good barbecue, some good deep smoke flavor. This would be great because that bitterness and that little sweetness you get at the beginning when you first start drinking it, it's gonna work really well with whatever you like to pair it with.
Some good pork belly.
Some good pork belly, some pork belly burn ends, especially.
I'm hungry, bro.
I'm hungry now. Jeez.
Y'all didn't eat before coming over here, did y'all? Now, as far as ratings are concerned, what would you give this, Josue? From a quarter to a 5.0?
Sheesh. I mean, what type of beer is this that you said again?
That's an
An
IPA.
IPA.
Oh,
A hazy IPA.
A
Yeah,
hazy,
I don't know.
hazy Indian Pale Ale.
I don't know. I didn't know that IPAs are usually taste like this, but for me personally, it's not something that I drink.
Okay.
So probably for me, it's like a 2.5.
Okay.
Okay.
That's still pretty high. Wow.
That's still pretty high.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Chen just gave the 3.5.
Okay.
Gave it
3.5.
3.5.
So we got a 2.5, a 3.5,
I'd give this a 3.75
375.
just from like how
3.75?
smooth it is. It's incredible.
Okay. What about you, Hyro? What do you think?
3.25.
3.25? Damn, I'm the highest baller here tonight. Damn.
Oh. Well, how high? How high?
I was expecting a whole lot more bitterness on
It
the
does. Yeah, it's-
first intake taste based on the color. Because sometimes the haziness gives you that bad impression before you even taste it. And the smell out of the can had also kind of surprised me at the beginning. So I was thinking that this was not going to be that good of an IPA. I feel like this is an IPA I would add to my fridge.
Mm.
It doesn't make my 5-star mark, but it did make a 4.
That's good.
4.
Yeah. Wow.
It did make a solid 4.
Okay.
So, and I feel like this is a beer I can have with fried calamaris. This is a beer I can have with some smoked salmon. This is a beer I can have with a burger. This is a beer I can have with tacos. This is a beer I can have with loaded nachos.
I feel like you just surf and turf. Yeah, you think it's
Yep.
you think calamari? You go.
Something nice and greasy will really go with this beer.
Yeah. Which this gives me good expectations for what's coming up next, because if this one being a single IPA was this smooth at 7%, the next one we're about to jump into once we finish these is called the Double Nelson Hazy IPA at 9% ABV.
That sounds brutal.
Brutal?
Double Nelson.
Double Nelson.
Don't get it confused with the full Nelson, or in my case, I thought it was the half Nelson.
The half Nelson? Oof.
I'm gonna start a beer company and just name it the Half Nelson.
The half Nelson. That's not a bad name.
Yeah, that's not a bad name.
Let me get a half Nelson.
Yeah. Let me get a full Nelson. You know what's funny, bro? I used to have a coworker when I used to work at Miami-Dade College called Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude was hilarious as hell. So this is funny that now I'm going back, 12 years here when I used to work over there. And this dude was a comedy every day. So now that I'm having a beer that's named after him, that's hilarious.
A toast to him.
You still talk, you
He
still
really
talk to
made
him?
it, didn't he?
Occasionally, I still, I get a text here and there. He's passed by where we work at once or twice.
Send him a picture.
Yeah.
Like, yo, look at this.
So man, I might do that. I might actually send them a picture of the
Every time I see people where I work at that used to go to school with me or used to work with me, I avoid them.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, same.
I tell people, I'm like, hey, you know that guy? I used to work with him. You help.
that's a 50-50 blade for me.
I am very guilty that I do that now.
Ollie, I
with,
heard that.
with
So
Apple
next time you see him,
employees.
come up to him.
100%, I will avoid you.
I walk into the store and I request for certain people
Oof,
at the store.
you like that? I got. All
Yeah.
right.
See, I don't request people. I normally just say, hey, look, I'm coming in. Either you're there or you're not. That's it.
But you know what? I was so loved at the Apple store that everybody just comes out and says, "What's up?" to me.
Okay.
That's it.
I mean,
They must really love you out there.
Yeah.
if I go somewhere where I'm about to go seek any sort of service, I kind of just play stupid and I just let it roll through. And then, when they start getting a little fancy with me, I'm like, bro, that's not how it works. Yeah.
Smart. It's like every time I walk into like a barbecue store or like a restaurant or like a butcher and I'm going to get a cut of meat, I'm like, I don't know what I want. And then they're like, here's this ribeye. And it's like a terrible ribeye. And I'm like, no, bro, give me the one with the good marbling. And they're
That's
like,
See, that's a perfect example of
Who
the
do you think I
scenario right
am?
there, bro. Come on. But see, sometimes that's what you got to do to get away with some better meat or something.
But that's how you get to know people too, because they're like, oh, you know your stuff.
Exactly.
Like, that moment, they don't think to uno come pinga ahí.
Yeah. They don't know, bro.
Shout out to the butcher
Like
at Whole Foods that always gives me the good ribeyes, by the way.
Which Whole Foods you go to?
I go to the one off of US 1 next to the Target near the
I know
104.
exactly
near
where
the
you go.
Cadillac dealership. Yeah.
Where that
104.
idiot crashed the car today and flipped it upside down.
Yes.
Right, that same intersection.
Oh,
Got it.
what happened today?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
bro. It was on this other channel. What's it called? Only in Dade?
Only in Dade, people.
Only in Dade.
Only in day.
Only in Dade.
This dude was right there in the same intersection of 104 and US 1, right in the corner where Whole Foods is at.
Mm.
And all you see is this little Toyota Corolla flipped up, or it looked like a Toyota Corolla. I might be wrong, but it was flipped upside down completely in the middle of the
My
intersection.
gosh.
That's a typical day in Miami.
Damn, now I'm like curious, like what the hell happened? Like to flip a car in the middle of like, what the hell were you doing?
Miami driver.
That
That's what he
happens
was doing.
like 20 times a day.
Just a different location.
Yeah, just different locations.
But it's a very common
Sometimes
scenario.
like 3 times in the same location.
And it's so funny because like Miami's flat and like we're always flipping cars. Like what the
Like, what hill did you hit that
Like-
made that car rotate?
It's everybody
No.
with their souped up BMWs. That's
Hey,
Oh my god.
you got a problem with that?
Oh,
Oh,
you
whoa,
went
whoa.
straight for the BMW.
I,
huh?
I got a problem with souped up Benz. I mean, not,
With
not
the
BMWs.
don't forget the Miami Heat plate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
man.
hitting on my BMW. Tanya,
Don't you got a Miami Heat plate too?
I do.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
That's a double whammy right there.
Damn.
First with the BMW and then with
I
the
got
Miami
it
Heat plate.
and
Because it has the
and,
Vice City colors.
and works at a phone company. That's the
Wow, that's a triple.
triple right
Works
there,
at the
Harold.
That's a triple.
company.
I love though. I
I
love.
guess.
Just tell me your tag number so next time I see a Beamer, I don't hate that one. Just in case it's yours.
My car literally says Tanya.
Ooh.
Oh, we should make a beer called Tanya.
Those who
That
know
is-
anime know who Tanya is. That's
That
all I
is
gotta say.
a good name for a beer.
That is a good name
Tanya
for
the
beer.
Evil.
Oh yeah.
We can call it a Tanya Stout. No, I wouldn't mind calling a beer a Tanya Stout.
Business idea there. What's next?
Oh my gosh.
Now we jumping from purple cans to blue cans, but we keeping the same Nelson name on it.
Okay.
We just going heavier.
Oh shit.
You know?
Like, oh shit.
We just
Is
going
this
heavier.
is this an IPA
shit.
too?
Oh,
This
shit.
is a double IPA.
Oh, so this means more.
This is a
More kick.
slightly more kick. Oh.
I like that.
The guy in the front kind of looks like a Hunter character for all my anime fans out there.
All right, let's see here. Hunter. What the hell's Hunter?
It's an anime, which you
Yeah,
can hear
hell
about
yeah.
on a podcast called Weebs and Gamers Anonymous, which I am one of the hosts of.
All right, Weebs and Gamers Anonymous.
We put out episodes every Thursday or
Yeah, bro.
Friday.
I won't go this high on this one for you.
No. He pours me the whole can.
Yeah. I
You
won't go
can
this.
find us on Spotify or
Bro,
Apple.
You
Podcasts.
left that whole cup, bro. What's up with the other IPA?
I got my man Hyro over
That's
there.
it.
That's it. I'm
Come on,
eyeing
yo.
him, and I'm like, "Yo, Hyro,
Don't look at me. I'm drinking a can, bruh.
you can take a half a cup."
Wait until I see the boss tomorrow.
No, don't mention this to him.
Wait
La
until I
Jefa.
see the boss
Do
tomorrow.
not mention this to him.
I'm gonna go to La Jefa. I'm gonna be like, "Oye, Jefa." He failed,
Well,
He failed it.
yeah, that one, yes,
Don't forget Chen.
but not the
bro. I know he's watching. I don't gotta tell him.
not the dad.
I know he's watching. No.
He's gonna
Hold on.
comment saying that I only drink Trulies. Bet you any money.
Truly.
that is-
Trulies?
I
Do you like
Trulies?
Trulies?
Yeah, I don't mind them.
We got it.
Oh, okay. Don't mind them. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
That's what Caitlin and I drink at Panthers game. We drink like the big.
Yeah.
Big
I don't
can.
mind those. They good chill beer.
I mean,
Not chill beers, but like
listen,
seltzers.
with 2 by the 3rd period, I can't find the puck anymore. But again, I'm not much of a
Clase, pendejo.
I can't find the
I'm not
puck
much of
anymore.
a drinker. Come on,
Is
guys.
that for Chen?
And is that way, and I'll get another cup.
Surprisingly, I like this one more.
Then we're gonna go into why.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna go into why here in a second.
Haven't even tasted it yet.
Haven't even tasted it yet.
We're still in the port. Well, if I would have tasted it, you wouldn't report it for anyone
So,
else.
Marcelo says, "Can you guys Uber it?"
I
You
can Uber you
these
here.
nuts.
Damn, Marcelo. Chug.
Love you, Marcelo.
All right.
Who's that guy?
Nah, we gotta take him to the brewery one day. Gotta take Marcelo out.
Marcelo's a big beer drinker too, right?
Yeah,
I remember when he was there, he would tell me
Yeah.
about some pretty good beers.
which one's Corona?
Corona or Corona?
No, he told me, he's like, man, I went to a brewery with Parada and they had some amazing beers. I'm like, all right, look who you're going with though.
Hey man, I don't like drinking your beer that you can get at your average gas station, because the way that I see it is, if the beer made it to the average gas station, it's because it's mass produced. Everybody knows it. It's something you have guaranteed already tasted. You already know it's a light beer, or depending if you like heavy beers, and it's a very common heavy beer like Guinness. All right, but
I love Guinness.
I love Guinness. I'm
That's
not
my
hating on
5,
Guinness.
bro.
What, Parada? You don't like Blue
But see, you
Moon?
gotta have your basics. You gotta
Blue
start
Moon-
people off somewhere that they can.
Right, you
they
got
can
to
be like,
start
hey,
somewhere.
look, you know.
I will say this. This is all these beers are some of the best beers I've ever tasted.
Wow, this is actually really good.
That one's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Oh, now I'm really curious, bro. Hold
Yeah,
up.
it's pretty good.
Y'all are giving this.
It's like it's
It's
hoppy in a good way,
Hoppy,
but
and
it
it's
doesn't have
smoother
that
than the last
aftertaste.
one.
That's like really heavy.
Yeah, it doesn't have that aftertaste like that.
Bobble, you see?
Yeah.
It's good.
This is really smooth for a double IPA.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I already got my number
All
on
right.
this one. All
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Ken, what do you give
I
it?
only saw.
Ooh,
Okay, that's what I saw. All right. I
Yeah.
want to make sure I saw what I saw.
I
so
give it the
Chen
same
gives
thing.
it a 4.
4.
All right. So Chen's giving it a 4. What are you giving it?
4.
You're gonna give it a 4.
Wow,
All right.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm also giving it a 4.
You're also giving it a 4. All right. So that's
Damn.
3 4s. What about you?
Well,
Jairo? What
yo,
you giving it?
it's up to me and you.
Damn.
I'm gonna give it a 4.25. Like
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking 4 1/4 or 4 1/2.
It's good.
It's
4.25.
definitely
Like
a
this
really good.
real
surprisingly
smooth.
good.
You know, I was going off
The
the
other one
artwork on
wasn't
the
bad,
can.
but this is
For it being a double IPA, this is even better.
yeah.
Yeah.
This caught me off guard. It's like you get that initial hoppy taste, which is great especially if you're an IPA lover, but it's not harsh.
No,
Interesting.
that's what I'm like. Wow. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I think with some this
the last one
It's time to
I
drink.
felt it more, and I'm not much of a beer drinker, and this is good. I think I would.
You
you would go for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or is it that you are already a little, happy on the third beer and
Could be both.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
No, it's good. It's good though. I really like it.
I feel like this is also a beer that I would pour on something when I'm cooking it.
Hey.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
There's a Cuban dish called arroz con pollo a la chorrera, which
What?
you have to put a beer in it. It's traditional.
Really?
This would be a great beer for that, because you want a flavor for a beer, you want a hoppy beer, but you don't want something that's gonna be too bitter or add too much of a bitter aftertaste.
Mhm.
This is it.
But like you put it like while you're
Interesting.
cooking it, you put it like
While
When
you're
it's heat-
cooking it,
while
you-
you're cooking
just like
while you're
I
cooking
cook
it.
Yeah.
like something like maybe after you heat it
No,
up
no,
and let
no,
it like
no,
melt
it's
up.
while you're cooking it. That's
While
why
you're
you're making
Like
it.
wow, okay.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Damn, that's I've
Norland-
never heard of that.
Norland-
And now
I'm actually-
I want that. I
Carlos,
want
give me
that.
the direction. I'm gonna make some. I'll bring you guys
Norland-
some.
And
Real quick, what type that food like? What is it called again?
Arroz con pollo a la chorrera, bro.
Oh, arroz con. I didn't hear the first part.
arroz con pollo a la chorrera.
You just heard
Chorrera.
chorrera. That's what you heard.
A la chorrera.
Chorrera.
Arroz con pollo a la chorrera. I'm gonna,
Good,
Damn,
thing,
I
good
need-
thing my girl
I need to
doesn't
have
know
some of
Spanish.
she's gonna come up to me
As
and I'm
far
gonna
as
have to
you know.
translate it for her tomorrow.
Well,
If not,
that's-
Ernie's gonna translate it. So,
No.
Negative.
you know?
No, but really good. I really like
Yeah, this is real good.
this one. I liked.
Damn.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Damn.
Ooh,
yeah.
wow, that's a good rating.
'Cause I might switch my I was like 4.25, and I was like, damn, that
I
it
might-
did
I
just
might
hit that
have to go
4.
up to-
Like,
I'm gonna give
This
this
is just real
beer
good.
a 4.5 for me. And again, this is the first time I'm tasting any of these beers from this brewery, and I was very impressed with both of the IPAs. I think the Pilsner wasn't bad, but that hoppiness at the end of it kind of killed that.
It's kind of crazy.
Really?
Right? These IPAs are smoother than the Pilsner.
Yep.
yeah, actually.
The Pilsner had
I
a
like the
much
Pilsner, but-
hoppier aftertaste than either one of these two IPAs. So now that we're talking about arroz con pollo a la chorrera,
A la chorrera.
you know,
Coño.
what's your favorite barbecue dish, bro?
Bro, my brother, shout out to my big brother. One day he made this like, I don't know if it was, well, he has two things. He made these really good sliders, amazing. And then he did tomahawk.
Okay.
Ooh.
bro, I don't know what he did to that tomahawk, but that thing was.
Did he cook it over charcoal, gas, smoked?
I don't know. By the time I got there, it was already done, and I was like, I'm eating. I didn't even ask.
He didn't even look at the
ask.
grill. You know,
You didn't even look at the
doesn't
grill, bro.
know.
That's the most important fact to know.
Yo,
We're gonna
straight
teach you,
into it,
Pablo. We're
bro.
gonna teach you, Pablo.
Straight into it, bro. The whole family was there. And
That's
there
the
was,
most important
Dang,
fact
Tom.
is you take a look at the grill and you walk by and you make sure it's hot. Because if not, he told you, yeah, I cooked it on the grill, but he didn't cook shit. He bought that thing over in the other corner.
Nah, he cooked it. He cooked it. He cooked it. My brother does the whole like little temperature thing inside. Like he sticks
Le
it.
mete supositorio. a la
Yeah,
carne.
yeah, exactamente.
Bro, I'm
Exactamente.
team touch your meat, bro.
Hey.
Whoa.
Pause. Pause. Pause.
So am I.
Pause.
That fog machine ain't working today.
Chen trying to bring out the fog machine and
Team hashtag. You know what?
Hashtag
Somebody
touch your meat, bro.
Yeah, somebody needs
Hashtag
to comment
touch
on
your
that.
meat.
Hashtag touch your meat.
Hashtag touch your meat. I'm more of a hashtag stab your meat.
Holy
What the
shit,
hell?
bro. This guy.
Well, that's actually a good
Keep
concept.
it to
You
yourself.
stab your meat and you see what color the juice comes out of it is.
Exactly.
And that tells you how it's cooked, yeah.
God damn. You guys are very fucking
That
aggressive.
sounds violent.
You guys are. You got that hunter. That
We're
hunter instinct
touching
going
you
on,
to
you
stab
know?
me?
You
Like-
get that knife and you kind of, give it a little twist as you stab it, and if the meat,
You don't even wait. You don't even touch your meat. You just stab it. You go straight into. Don't even give it time.
First, you got to warm up the meat. You got to.
What's yours?
What, my favorite barbecue dish?
Yeah.
If I had to find a barbecue dish that I can say all of these beers tonight would blend in very well with, I would say steak skirt, aka churraco. I would
Rare
say
for Hyro.
red for Hyro because he likes that shit raw. He just goes on both sides.
Your steak needs to be rare or medium rare.
Does
I
he-
agree.
Yo.
With
He doesn't even turn on the barbecue.
Bro, I'm a savage. Even when I go
takes it
hunting,
out the package.
Yeah.
Salt.
Yeah, he
when
just
I go
puts salt on it,
hunting,
he
He's
I
goes,
always
like,
take a piece off, and I'm
He's like fucking Liver King.
Yeah,
Have you seen that guy?
He doesn't got time to light the fire, bro. He wants to make sure the other board doesn't chase his ass.
You guys seen
Yeah.
Liver King, right?
I've never seen
I
Liver
love
King.
that guy. That guy's insane.
Wait,
Liver
what?
King, bro. That guy is, dude is like super jacked.
Bro,
you
he-
can see muscles in his muscle. Huge beard. The guy, what does he do?
Hold
He,
up, huge beard or beard?
Beard.
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 A beard.
So the guy.
Got it.
I
What
think
did I
the
say?
beard got him.
What did I say?
You said
He
huge
is-
beard. I was
beard.
like,
That was
what?
huge
What?
beard.
All right, hold up.
Well,
So-
he's got both.
Hey, cheers.
Liver King lives by 9 primal tenets, is what he calls them.
Yo,
9 primal.
straight A, bro. Pulling like eating testicles and just like
Because he
that,
says
bro,
you gain
raw.
strength
You know
from
why
what
though?
you eat.
You know why he went for the testicles? Because that's the highest protein that you can get the quickest.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what he
true.
says. That's
Yeah.
what he says.
That
No,
and liver.
that's-
He
The,
says
fun-
liver
the funniest thing is that he has his kids doing the same thing on social media,
Nah,
and you
bro.
can see the kids are actually eating it. But I don't know. But yo, the
Just
dude
put
is
it in your mouth.
But a lot of cultures, they do eat like bull testicles, everything like that. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
part of
yeah,
their food.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Liver
Like,
King is fucking on another level.
yeah,
he
but
eats them raw.
he eats it raw, bro. It's like he went killed the animal and he ate it just
well,
like that.
there was there was.
see,
a
I'll eat the
coworker-
meat like straight up raw. I'm not about just
Nah,
stick
bro, that's how you get
another
parasites.
animal.
I'm not about that life.
Not about putting another animal's balls in my mouth right away.
There's a series
Gotta get monkeypox.
that's out there that shows you like military survival instincts, and they show these guys how to.
Did you train him?
I didn't train them.
Ah.
The government did. They show these guys.
They should have
how
hired you, bro.
They show these guys how to kill the animal, how to best preserve different sections of the animal
Mm.
based on the number of days that they're out there, because this is during the middle of winter. So the weather on the
Oh
outside,
yeah, that's
your high of the day is like maybe the low 40s. The remainder of the day is between the 30s and the
Mhm.
20s, maybe the 10s. So it's cold as hell, and they're surviving out there in the middle of nowhere. And if they are really starving, and it's like day one that you kill the animal, they literally tell you, go for the nuts. That's the highest protein portion you can get right now.
Wow.
yeah.
The
I did
quickest.
not know that.
And then they show you how to take it apart, rip it, preserve sections of the meat hanging from a tree. Or,
Where'd you see this again?
it's on Hulu.
What's it called?
I'll text it to you.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name off the top of my head.
That sounds very interesting.
We'll put it into the comment section. Not
We'll
the
put it
comments,
into
but it's in
the content.
so that other people can take a look too.
So,
Yeah.
Hyro, what's your favorite barbecue dish?
I didn't even tell you what it was, but
Oh wait,
Yeah,
wait,
you
wait!
used
No,
to wait for
finish,
him.
finish. Yeah, I'm trying to
If-
get to know you guys.
if I was to say favorite barbecue dish that I would do at home right now,
Uh-huh.
I would go with Argentinian sausages. I would go with churrasco. I would go with Smoked chicken wings.
Coño.
All right. So those are all different things that
Pick
I would
one.
add into the smoker at the same time.
Uno.
And
At the
then you
same
make
time?
it at the same time, and then you combine all
At the
that
same time.
into a single platter.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. So you got like 2 wings here. You got some sausage,
Chen
some
doesn't
smoked
agree with
sausage
you.
over here.
He's saying
Any,
you cheating, man. You cheating.
Any sauces?
No,
The sauces for me is more of the seasoning. I don't really like the pouring sauce over the dish.
You don't really like the chimichurri that the Argentinians like to do?
Yeah, I put some of that shit on top every now and then, but that to me doesn't
Nah,
do
me
much of
gusta.
anything.
See me, I'm simple. Like un churrasco. I'm happy as
That's
fuck.
Like, I turn on the fire,
Yeah.
let the charcoal burn for about 20 minutes
He
until
knows
it
what he has
settles
to
down,
make mine. It's just like I got you.
and then when I go get the steak and I bring the steak out, I just go. Pss, pss.
I
There
like
you go.
blue rare. I was like,
Guy's eating and he's got blood dripping from his mouth.
that's what I want.
The cow's still mooing. Like it's attached to the cow while he's eating it.
So, Hyra,
I
for
love-
you, is churrasco?
Simple dog.
You're very,
Very relaxed,
very
laid back,
simple
dishes,
guys. What about you, Norton?
You know, I gotta say, like I have 2 picks. I have like my traditional pick and like what I'm into in the moment. Right now, my traditional pick will always be the fatty part of the brisket, the nice point section brisket. You can't beat it, especially if it's low and slow Texas style barbecue. It's the best. Right now, I'm really a fan of like the Polish kielbasa sausages.
Ooh.
Really
Yeah.
good. If you like, especially if you,
You
like
li- you
red
like
meat
them long
sausages.
ones.
Yeah. If you like them, if
You
you
like
like
red meat sausages?
if you like
the
red meat
long one.
sausages, not pork based, but like beef based sausages, kielbasa is an amazing way to go. Especially if you smoke it low and slow, like a good 225 an hour or two. It gets nice and plump. The fat doesn't leak out. It's delicious.
You don't stab those?
I do to get the temperature because if you eat undercooked sausage, you will get
you will-
botulism and you
Yeah.
will die.
That was-
that-
so you gotta
that's-
be careful with sausages.
That's like one of the first things I do when I put the sausages in the
Like
smokers.
I eat beef raw, but I like that sausage.
I
Like
kind
that.
of wait for the outside to crisp a little bit to
Yeah,
start,
100%.
densing
Yeah.
up. And as it starts densing up a little bit, I just stab it here and there.
So what I've
So I let it leak until
So you stab your sausage?
I stab that sausage.
I've gotten
Oh my
into the
gosh.
habit of putting the
Yeah,
sausage on
people
the
stabbing
smoker,
sausages.
let it cook completely to get it nice and plump, and then I throw it on the grill to tighten up the skin and get good char on it, and they don't pop, so they're still super juicy.
Now you use gas, charcoal, or
So
pellet.
if I'm smoking the sausage, okay guys, I'm a coward. I take the easy way out. I'll use a pellet smoker.
Okay.
That's why I'm a big
So-
proponent of low and slow, so you can get the maximum smoke flavor in
So
it.
for those of you out there listening, pellet smokers are electrical. So
Yep.
they're
They're
not gas powered, they're not charcoal powered or wood powered.
Mhm.
It's a little power outlet on the wall.
And it's the easiest thing in the world. I'm the biggest
So my
proponent of
brother
it.
has.
Especially if you like to just set it and forget it. It has like 0% chance of catching fire, which is great. It's great for people
Yeah.
that just like to leave it and
Hey,
go.
but
I'm
look,
glad-
if it can't catch
I
fire
love that
to
you
your
brought-
house, then you shouldn't use it.
I love you brought that topic up because we also know someone else who has a pellet smoker,
Yes.
an
Austin?
electrical smoker, and he managed to light that shit on fire.
Does he
Wait,
clean it?
what?
Do they clean it?
Oh, he cleaned
It's
it,
the same. Nah.
but he didn't follow instructions when he opened it up.
Oh.
Allow it to warm itself up for 15 minutes.
You have to season your
Before
smoker.
you crank
Yeah.
it beyond 300 degrees.
You have to warm it up. You got to
Uh-huh.
season the smoker. If the smoker's not seasoned, it's prone to more rusting. And on top of that, well, this is a whole like chemistry thing. So you want to form a polymer on the outside so it doesn't rust. And you do that by seasoning it, which is heating it up through various temperatures. If you don't do that properly, you're prone to possibly catching it on fire and decreasing the life of your smoker because it will rust. A rusty smoker will work, but your food is going to taste like iron.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to
It
say
tastes like caca.
I'm sorry to my brother because when I stayed at his house, I used his smoker and I may have done that.
Oh.
I shortened its life without knowing.
Once it's seasoned, it's pretty much good to go. You can heat it up to any temperature you like. You just got to wait for it to come up.
Well, what temperature do you guys when you turn it on? I usually just put it at 275 and then I leave it there for
Oh,
a
you're
little
chilling,
bit.
man. That's good. That's low and slow.
That's low and slow. That's
Anything
perfect.
below
Oh,
300
okay,
is low and
cool.
slow.
Anything.
And
The
then
way-
and then I crank it up if whatever.
Well, then if you're cranking it up, then that means that's either gas or electrical.
Yeah, it's electrical.
That's electrical.
Yeah, it's electrical.
Mm.
Because
Okay.
the pellets.
I did an experiment the other day with a nice 2-inch cowboy ribeye. I reverse seared it, so I brought it up to temperature at 225,
Mhm.
and then I cranked up my trigger to 500 and gave it a sear.
Interesting.
At that point, it's not worth it. Smoke it inside, put it on a cast iron pan. To do it, you're going to get a better crust, but it is possible to get a sear on a steak on a Traeger.
Okay.
Good to know.
Damn, you guys know a lot.
Gotta
My
love me
man,
a good cast
Parada.
iron.
Parada,
This
listen,
is-
if I gotta pay for your flight to the middle of nowhere for hunting, I got you, brother. Just know that that money's coming from Bad Bunny royalties.
No,
Bad Bunny.
no. Don't give me any of that shit. I'll give you a bunny on a stick on top of a campfire.
That doesn't sound
Yeah.
too bad.
That's what I'll do. Don't give me none of that Bad Bunny bullshit while we out camping.
You guys have ate bunny before?
Yes,
Rabbit's delicious.
I've eaten a lot of things.
No, yeah, I know that. How about iguana?
I've had that too.
Ooh,
Gator?
frog.
Had frog feet
I've had
too.
frog.
Frog legs. What else?
I've traveled around the world. I've
Have you
had
had
a
snake?
lot
What
of
is
things.
what is the weirdest thing you
For
guys have?
me, it was a
ever ate?
snake.
A snake?
Snake. It was way too rubberish, in my opinion. You had to chew on that thing a good amount of time before you can swallow.
I knew a guy that ate dolphin. Not like the fish mahi mahi, like
Like an actual dolphin.
like an actual like fucking
That
the
sounds
dolphin
illegal.
from the Miami Secret.
I've had.
It was in Norway, so it was completely legal.
There's other
Oh.
countries that Japan has it.
Yeah,
also.
I seen Japan.
Eat
What about you?
Fugu.
What is
The
that?
fuck is
Oh,
fugu?
pufferfish.
Oh my god!
It's not
never
the
had that.
strangest, but it's probably the most
Did
dangerous.
you have it as sashimi or did you have it cooked?
In what
Sashimi.
sense?
Oh,
How is
fuck,
it?
So you were living on the edge.
How is it dangerous?
It has a chemical in it called tetrodotoxin. It's a paralysis. It's like a paralysis. So if you eat it, you will get paralyzed.
Oh
And, like,
yes,
die.
But
I've
if
seen this
cut-
in movies.
correctly,
I cut out.
it gives you this nice tingly feeling in your mouth when you're eating it. It's
Just
I'm
put
too
it
much
in
of a
your
pussy to
mouth.
try it. No.
fire.
Fucking makes you trip like you're on acid
Japan,
or
I
some
love you.
shit.
Did you eat it in Japan?
Yeah.
I think Japan has like low death
there is
rates.
no other place I would trust to.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the most
eat fugu.
common killers in Japan that kills people is eating food.
Yeah, but that's when they're trying to
Accidental
eat it
death.
cheap.
Yeah, you have to go to
So,
like a fancy
so
restaurant. for that.
Parada snake is very rubbery,
Very rubbery, bro.
but is it like
Well,
the
it depends.
chicken
No,
taste?
snake. I've had snake ice cream in Japan too.
Snake
What the fuck, Japan?
ice cream.
Explain
Ice
that
cream.
shit, bro.
Explain.
Literally.
Hold up. Mute all the microphones and leave just Hyros.
Snake ice cream.
Yeah,
How
they
the
got a little
hell
place.
was that?
Okay, so Japan has a place that just has a multitude of flavors of things, and with them, they have like very crazy like explorer flavors. Like one of them is snake. Like it's literally like chunks of snake in the ice cream.
That's a no for me, doc.
That is a big no for me. How about you,
I had to have,
Parada?
I'm one of those people.
That
I
is
look
a
at stuff
no.
like that. I'm like,
seems
I'll have
a-
that and that.
That seems like a big no for Parada too.
No, bro. I think.
But it had snake, but it
when
needs to be
I-
cooked well.
When I had snake, it was cooked.
How was it cooked?
It was
That's the thing.
fried,
Mm.
and it
don't
wasn't
fry
fried.
snake.
It wasn't fried like in grease. I think it was just put on a pan and they just literally cooked it.
What type of snake
Mm.
was it?
Oh, I don't know what the hell fucking.
No.
type of snake it was.
It's like-
All I know is it was snake.
Some good old soft Florida
No.
water
It's a
moccasin.
snake.
Yeah, for real.
Whether it was venomous or not, I have no idea.
It
but
doesn't matter.
It doesn't
the
matter.
venom's not in the meat.
The venom is in the head. It's up in the upper part of the
Yeah.
skull. It's
it
not.
has glands in its cheek.
Yeah.
So
So the rest
how
of the
about,
body where the meat's at has no venom at all. So when they gut the snake and they, rip the muscles off, which is what they cook, after they scale it, they take it out of the bone, off the
It's
bone.
not that hard. That should just.
I
tears
just
apart.
felt that it was, you had to really chew down on that shit before you can swallow. It wouldn't break.
Kind of like
But
gator.
what was the taste? Like, what taste did it have? Like, that you can compare it to something that's
Rubber
common,
chicken.
like chicken or steak or I don't know,
chicken.
rubber chicken.
Rubber chicken.
And that's what people also say
Salty
with gator.
rubber chicken.
Gator tastes like chicken mixed with fish, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gator's fishy.
But some people also like with the
Also
flavors like
salty.
rubber chicken for
Yeah.
them.
yeah,
for
because it's
me,
because of the texture.
Was
Yeah.
it salty? The snake was
Yeah,
it salty?
Salty also.
That is wild.
But then also could be the way they cooked it.
I'm trying to imagine how
Whereas
gamey
if-
snake could be.
Whereas if to me, frog legs were more of, let me have frog legs that look like chicken wings, but they taste like, a little bit of melted plastic with chicken.
melted plastic with chicken.
That's my favorite flavor right there.
Sheesh.
Melted plastic.
Plastic chicken.
How about gator? I mean, no, sorry, not gator. Deer.
Deer's venison is it's nice spicy meat. Like
It's
for like the
sweet.
best way to put it.
It's
If
sweet
it's
at times.
seasoned well,
For me,
I
it's
think
like
venison
when
can be really good.
It's
there's
easy to
like
chew on.
jerky most of
Easy
the
to
time.
chew on.
Depends on what the deer feeds on it is what the meat is going to
It's more,
taste like.
it's
If it eats a lot of grain and berries, it's going to taste sweeter. If it eats a lot of grass and wheat, it's going to be a
It's gonna
little
be
bit of
spicy.
gamier taste, a little spicier.
the
Oh,
game meat.
yeah, I
that's
figured.
the number I'm used to. So it's normally
How
little
about
spicier.
elk? Have you guys had elk?
It's like deer, but tougher.
Much
That's
denser.
it.
Damn, I love all these questions, man. You guys have ate.
If you want to have any of these fancy foods this way, and you don't want to hunt it, just go to Wild Fork. They have all
They
the.
No,
have it
yeah,
all.
my dad shops there, but I haven't bought from there. So please tell me you guys have never ate like tiger or elephant, because at this
Nah.
point you guys
No.
I've eaten
Tiger.
kangaroo.
there's a place in Africa that for I think like $9,000 they sell you cheetah testicles.
No, it's
Something
all
like
right.
I'm like, that's a big pass for
If
me.
I
too
go
far
for
from
something
me.
like that, I'm gonna hunt it.
No,
But
I,
not even with a gun. Look, I
I
can
wouldn't
imagine Hyro
even
with two
I wouldn't
knives.
even hunt it. What are you gonna eat from a cheetah?
I mean,
I
outside
know
of,
they're not much, but if I'm gonna do that,
first of all, they just
One,
fast
well, if I
ass
hunt
running
something-
anorexic cats.
Yeah,
That's gonna
That's
be
how
like
they looked at me.
I know. Yeah, they
gonna be some of the
literally like live on the
toughest
edge.
meat you're
Yeah.
ever gonna eat is gonna be from a cheetah.
But if I'm hunting it, I'm still gonna gut it and
try
eat
it out.
what I can. Yeah.
Try it out. You never know.
But I have had buffalo or bison.
Which one do you
Really?
prefer?
Bison meat I've had like grounded bison meat.
I've had bison.
I've
It's very
had-
dry.
I've had bison steak. It was really dry. I had buffalo ribs, where they literally, the platter when we went to this location literally just brought you one rib. That was it.
That loco eso. That right there, Flintstones.
The exactly. That's the best way to describe it. Flintstone
Flintstones.
style platter.
Where the Flintstones?
You know, it was just a single rib. That was it. But the whole rib was a good 20, 22 inches long.
dinosaur.
Where'd you
rib
have
right
this?
there.
Mm-hmm.
This is up in the Northwest.
Yeah, because here you won't
No,
find.
no.
You won't find.
No, you won't find this.
You want to go to Fuddruckers? You can get a bison burger.
You got a bison burger at Fuddruckers.
Actual bison, or is
Yeah.
it like
Yeah.
You can get actual bison at BJ's, like ground beef bison.
You can also get it at Wild Fork too.
Yeah.
Shout out
yeah.
to Wild Fork.
Yo, Wild Fork.
That's where I got
Waffle Force
kangaroo.
some very exotic stuff.
I bought
That's Chen's
kangaroo there.
favorite place.
They have like sometimes my dad told me sometimes they'll have like
Right, Chen?
20-30 minute sales that are really good sales. And
Yeah, but they also have, what's this other crap? We were talking about this on a former episode. A stupid little steak is $130.
Oh, Wagyu.
Oh, wow.
Wagyu.
oh yes, isn't that cow
Wagyu.
that you have to like the cow needs to be not stressed and they
Bro,
take care of it like very.
Japan, they give the
Japan-
cow massages.
Yeah, they
yeah, yeah,
massage
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
They
I was
feed it.
watching that on
They don't
YouTube
walk
once.
around
They
much.
feed it like a sake mash too.
So they live better than all of us, basically.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
100%.
and they test
Pretty
better
much.
than all of us.
And that's why,
Yo, they do. They really do.
that's why they're so fatty and rich.
Mm.
It's because of what they feed them and the fact that they live such a docile life.
But I've seen in restaurants for like $200 they give you a piece that's like this big. Yo.
Yeah, it's because they're
Yeah,
rich.
bro, that shit's expensive
rich,
as hell. It's
Papo.
rich. It's really rich.
If your food is getting massaged,
And
What do you
gotta
think
pay
you're gonna be
import
paying?
price,
Now-
too.
if
What
your
it-
steak was getting a nut rub every day, yeah?
well, if you're talking about eating testicles earlier, if it's getting a good like handful every moment.
God damn, Chad.
Oh man.
Wah wah wah.
Fun fact,
Oh,
that
man.
is Stephen Chen's favorite emoji. Every
Yeah,
time I text a guy,
eggplant.
hey, can you book a session? Sends me that emoji right back.
Eggplant emoji. He
Eggplant
throws away his
emoji?
face.
Listen, so what's the nutrition fact behind it, though? Do you
Damn,
know?
you guys
Awful
did-
for you. It's awful for you, man. Like
Is it?
it's basically
Yeah,
like
bro.
eating a spoonful of butter.
Yeah, Papo.
Oh,
You don't wanna eat
So
that
not
shit.
a lot of
That's
protein.
why you're not supposed to be.
I mean,
eating,
You
like-
get one steak and you split it up between 12 people.
It's like us.
It's
you
very
know,
greasy, like type thing.
Yeah, it's also extremely rich. It's the flavor itself tastes heavy.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
why you
can't
don't
eat
even
the
see people
steak on
just eat
your
like a
own.
big old thing. You just want some small.
And that's why they
You
sell
enjoy what it is.
something that
You
big.
pay a
I
lot
am-
for it.
I
Someone
am
cooks it well
not
for
gonna
you.
lie. I'm gonna go home now and YouTube. How do they take care of it?
If I can give you a suggestion,
I
the
want to do those
best-
massages on my girlfriend too.
the best steak you can eat has a good balance between richness but also meatiness is an Australian Wagyu.
Mm.
They have a very good marbling score, but they're also very meaty. It's a good intermediate between a Wagyu and an American steak. Very good.
Interesting.
Have you guys seen?
Can we find that at Wall Fork?
Probably not. You probably have to order it.
Probably have to order that
Interesting.
one.
Have you guys seen the special on Netflix from Bert Kreischer where he goes up in the woods?
For Christ.
Have you
No,
seen
When
that?
you
But I
tell
love
me
him in
actors'
general.
names, it's like
No,
telling me-
He's a comedian. He's a
He's hilarious. I
He's the guy
love
that's
him.
always
See,
stripping.
he
He
lost
loves
me there, bro.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Nardo?
He's always taking off his shirt. Is it
Yeah.
the one in
Yes.
the woods in the hot tub?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Funny.
He gets. Do you did you see that series, Hyro?
I didn't see that series.
I
I
forgot
normally
what
see his stand
animal
up, but
he gets delivered
I listened to his
with
podcast.
Joey Diaz. He gets some animal delivered to the cabins with
Mhm.
Joey Diaz. I'll ask you after the podcast.
Like caribou. Like, is it
No.
like some type of like
It looked kind of like an ostrich.
emu?
Yes, emu. You know about that?
No, I haven't messed around.
I
with it.
had a family that had an emu that was mean, and I would always kind of like
Well,
box with it in a way.
Hold on, have you ever had a, have you
'Cause
ever
they
had a
always try
turkey
to
leg at
attack.
Disneyland or at Disney World? Have you ever had
yeah,
a turkey leg?
of course I've had. a
Okay,
turkey
cool.
leg.
They lied to you. It's not turkey. It's emu.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Delicious.
How do you know this?
Apparently,
Yo,
yeah. I've read a lot of forums and
Emu
stuff
ostrich
of
fire.
like Disney
Delicious.
employees. They say that it's like emu legs and not really
Yeah,
turkey
but
legs because they're cheaper.
that's an emu leg when the shit hatched out of the egg, bro.
You'd be surprised
Dude.
because the
want a whole
emu
emu now,
leg is
man.
like in 2 sections.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this
Mhm.
because I'm curious.
Yeah, I was curious how.
Well, a lot
animal
of talk
taste.
like it was big business between ostrich and emu
Mhm.
in the U.S.
I mean,
for a while.
I can tell you that an
That's like the meat
ostrich
gotta go
egg-
somewhere.
Kim Jong Un
You've had
in
ostrich
North
egg?
Korea tried to
We were
make
having a
ostrich
conversation.
meat the national meat.
We were having a conversation
I'm
about
just
it
full
one
of
day
random information.
at
Yeah.
another friend's of
I
mine's
love
house, and we were talking about
Damn, I didn't even know that.
how many people can you serve with a single ostrich egg.
A lot. I
So
imagine.
we start looking this
Ostrich
up.
egg.
We start looking this up, and we're talking about the shit. The first thing that blew my mind was the price of a single egg. That was the first shit that blew my mind because I'm
What's the
just going.
price?
I'm used to going to fresh foods, whatever, and the most expensive shit I paid for eggs has been $7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Borderline $7. And then when I see the price on a single fucking egg for an ostrich, I was like, you gotta be out your fucking mind. I ain't paying no damn $68 for no fucking egg.
God.
If you have to open an egg with a fucking Dremel, I'm not buying it.
Nah.
But
So
like,
$68? Okay, but did you find the answer to how many people you can feed?
that one egg makes the equivalence of almost 14 eggs on a pan.
So depending on how hungry people are, like 7 people.
one
I
high
mean,
row.
yeah, it's still too expensive.
And
though.
it depends on the size of the egg because sometimes some of them are bigger than others, right? But I'm guessing that was going for the average size. Was the equivalence of between 14 and like 16 eggs.
Whip out.
With
How
the
do you
average
cook
size.
it? How do you?
Same way
What
you
do
cook.
you cook it?
How do you cook any egg, bro? How do you want it? You want it fried? You want it over easy? You want it scrambled? You want it oil?
You need a pan.
a giant fried
You,
ostrich.
you need a pan like this big, then, bro.
Put it in a paella pan.
Might as
What's
well
14
put that shit
eggs?
in a
You already
paella
know what
pan.
you're putting in.
Damn, that's got to be a big pan.
It's got to be a big ass pan because it is a big ass egg.
Got to do a lot of scrambling if you like scrambling.
So you've never had it?
I've never had it. I've never had ostrich egg. But
I say next show you have it.
like, carajo, I ain't paying no $68 for no damn egg.
We'll split it.
No?
Vamos.
Dale. Anyways,
I'm ready for the
moving
next
on.
one already.
Oh, there's more beer?
Love your
Yeah,
question.
there is one
Yeah, there
last
is
beer.
more beer, Papa.
Oh, why didn't you guys tell
So-
me? I'm over here.
Well, we
trying
liked
to...
your questions.
We're answering the questions you had, bro. I'm going to move these 3 beers out of the camera here.
Bye-bye.
All right, because this next beer here is not from a local brewery here. It is here in the state of Florida, but it was brewed specifically for Carnival Cruise Lines.
Whoa.
Carnival, you say?
Carnival Cruise Lines created a beer to celebrate their 50th anniversary. And I got my hands on this beer because my mother's crazy and she went on a cruise and she took a few of these beers. All right.
Love you, mommy.
Carnival Cruise Lines. Some people may call it the New Jersey of cruise lines.
You're right. I agree with that. So they created a beer called Carnival Birthday Beer Golden Ale. All right. Let me get my iPad back up here and running so I can get you guys information without having to look at that can. As far as this beer, we are looking at a 6.8% APV Golden Ale. They named it the Carnival Birthday Beer, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Carnival Cruise Lines. Let's celebrate with this bright, vibrant, and mildly hoppy golden ale with hints of tropical fruits and a crisp finish. Cheers. So let's see here what we got. I had a stack of cups here. Where the hell did it go?
I hope I already opened one up. Here you
All
go.
right, let's start serving here. Let's see what we got. Let's
We-
take a look at
We
this
got
color
thirsty
tone.
boys here.
That description sounded pretty good, especially coming from Carnival.
Sheesh.
It does have a nice golden finish to it, so I'm going to put it here in front of the camera so that those that might be watching can actually see the golden tone.
And you can only get this on.
This is only available on Carnival Cruise Lines. So in order for you to get this beer, you got to take a cruise, guys.
All right.
Um,
Well, I know
for-
what I'm doing.
You haven't even tasted it yet. I won't cut my chickens to the head.
Come on now, bro. You gotta taste the
Hey,
beer.
I still want Cruz regardless.
Hey, Carnival, we're drinking your beer. Give us a free.
Looks nice.
If you guys give me a free cruise, I won't call you the New Jersey of cruise liners anymore.
Damn.
I'll upgrade you.
New Jersey of
I'll
cruise
upgrade
That
you.
man said you're the spirit of cruise line.
We'll upgrade you to the Beverly Hills.
I'll upgrade you to the Delaware.
The Delaware.
Oh, damn. All right.
Keep that East Coast representation.
Okay. I was gonna throw you all the way to the west, guys. I'm sorry.
Like this.
You like it? What do you
Really
think?
good. It's got like a honey taste to it, or I may be wrong.
So it's sweet. Is what you're trying to say. It's got a sweeter. It's got a sweeter tone than the other beer, that other three that you had a moment ago.
Definitely.
All right.
Don't forget our producer Chen.
We're getting there. That's why I moved the other can over here.
Shout out to Mr.
He's
Chen.
half man, half amazing.
Aye.
Mr. Chen is currently doing the job that sometimes I do.
Not the biggest fan of the smell of this one.
Why you always doing me like that, Chen? Come on, man.
Oh.
Cheers, Bubble.
One Ohio. They check in this cup.
Oh, I
You know?
just grabbed the can that was left.
What?
You said I was like, how did he tap in the other can?
I guess I got 2 cups for me.
Oh, wait. Okay, fine. I'll take the cup. We'll leave that one.
Almost.
I'll drink it out of a cup.
Slightly meaty, kind of.
Oh, wow.
So you said slightly meaty or mead?
Mead.
Meaty,
Like mead.
yeah.
Slightly meaty.
Okay.
Like mead.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say it's refreshing?
Yes.
If I'm on a cruise ship, I will drink this.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
why they have this on a cruise ship.
Now, here's my thing. I don't think I'd drink this off of like a cruise ship or like on vacation though.
Okay.
Like I like the taste, but I don't think I like it enough, or there's not enough flavor in it for me to be like, oh man, this is gonna keep me coming back for more.
Okay. Would you have it as a poolside beer or like a beach beer?
Yes,
Poolside.
Okay.
poolside.
Definitely
would be
poolside.
good.
Poolside beer. Okay.
It tastes like cruise. Like
Tastes
a
I mean,
cruise.
It does feel like a cruise, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
This
I
tastes
agree. I agree
familiar.
with
I'm
Norland.
trying to.
I haven't even tasted this
Pinpoint.
yet, but I can tell you it's got a very sweet scent to it.
It does.
So it kind of gives me
I
that
like that.
that sweetness / floral scent before I've even tasted this beer. Do you guys feel a different aftertaste after you've tasted the beer?
I don't have much.
Not
The
really.
problem
aftertaste
is, I think
drinking
after
it.
having the 2 IPAs, if this did have an aftertaste, it's gonna be hard to notice.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is a really smooth beer. I feel like this is very borderline to some of the beers we've had from MIA Brewing Co. as far as their lighter end of the beers.
Hey, where's that brewery at? The one that you just mentioned.
MIA?
Yeah.
MIA is in Doral.
Oh, that's
Bro,
the
we
one
got a
I've
lot
been
of
to.
breweries, bro.
That's the
We
one I've
got a
been to.
lot of breweries here in South Florida.
There's one by my house, and I live by West Miami.
You're talking about, you live by West Miami, by Miami Airport?
No,
No.
by the Miami airport.
Oh, by the airport. There's a few out there.
You're talking about Beat Culture. Is it off 836?
I think so.
Yeah, it's called
Is
Beat,
it
Beat
Yeah.
Culture Brewing Co.
Yeah, my parents were talking about it when I told them
we
about
actually
you.
we talked about that.
That was
couple
also one of the
episodes
other
back.
breweries that we covered a few episodes back.
Nice.
Oh,
Out of all
okay.
the beers,
okay.
this one's giving me gas.
Really?
Beer's gas.
This one's actually giving me burps.
Interesting.
You get the burps.
I feel like this is a good popcorn beer.
I could have this in the movie theater.
I can have this.
Now
in
you
a
said
movie
that. I
theater.
was like,
Yeah.
you know what? In a movie theater, just like sitting back.
And I feel like this can go with either type of popcorn, whether it's a sweet popcorn or whether it's a salty popcorn. You can have this beer with that popcorn. This will be like the beer I'm sitting on the side of the bleachers watching a baseball game while buying that.
I definitely wouldn't eat this with like a full meal. It's not. I
No.
don't think it has like that deepness enough to it, but definitely like a snack. Like you're saying, maybe a good glizzy or some popcorn would be good.
Okay.
Dang, Glizzy. My hometown.
I don't know, man.
Glizzy
I think it's
gang.
also a good match for a 4th of July beer. And I say 4th of July as the
Wow.
reference of burger patties and hot dogs.
Yeah.
Because that's the
The
basic,
simple stuff, the basics,
the basics.
the stuff
know.
we're used to when we talk about barbecues. Actually, most of the time,
Right.
I
most people
agree
think of
with,
barbecue, hamburgers, and hot dogs.
Hamburger and hot dogs.
I gotta agree
Sausages
with
for those who get a
Norland.
little fancy.
I'm over here burping.
You
On the
burping that
low.
beer?
Yeah, the other ones didn't make me burp.
You're burping the first 3 beers you had, bro. You ain't
Nah,
burping the last
man,
one.
he's drinking. He's drinking.
He's drinking.
No. The other. What happened to producer?
Producer, just you don't need to step away a moment.
Producer had to go
drain the lizard.
Drain the lizard. You know, discharge
Okay.
the first 3 cans. Yeah.
Probably all the water he had before.
Hey,
I mean, he's got a gallon jug down there. I was like, damn, you drank all that shit, and then on top of that, you can have 4 different beers. Damn.
you want to pass this on to my brother Harold?
Wait, what? I don't drink other people's beers, bro. I already have a can right here.
Oof. I don't
Probably
know,
warm
man.
by
I don't
now,
know.
too.
What are the rules of drinking beer?
You finish it.
You finish it after you put
You
your
finish
lips and
it.
your tongue on the cup.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I broke the common courtesy.
That's
Uh-huh.
why I drink my own cans.
Hey, listen. Next podcast, there'll be improvement.
That's fine.
Just to invite me next week.
We learn in Josue. We learn in Josue right now.
All right, Josue.
We
for the
teaching
beers
him.
that you had, what do you like? Ales, pilsners,
Well,
IPAs,
he's
or
just-
stouts?
Bro, you're talking to
He's
him
doing-
right
no, no,
now based on that
Babo,
face.
you-
You're
Yo.
talking to him in Japanese,
Norland, out of
I speak Japanese.
all the
I'll talk to
sounds
him
that
in
you
Japanese
like,
if he
which
wants.
EQ and compressor do you like more?
I'm sorry. Out of all the sounds,
Yeah.
I like deep bass. Deep bass is a really nice sound.
No, but when you're mixing, that's
He's
the
trying
same,
to give you into
that's the
his
same
area.
language that you-
Bro. He's trying to give you an example of what language he just
yeah,
understood from
exactly.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
Yeah.
so can you guys give me like a super quick, just brief of how?
Yeah, I'll give you one real quick. Beer's delicious.
No, I know that. That's why I don't drink it
Okay.
because I
There's
know I'm
different
gonna.
kinds, and some
fall
are bad,
into
and
it.
some are good.
There
Some
are
are dark,
multiple-
some are light.
There are multiple different classes of beers.
Mm.
There's beers that are hoppy. There are beers that are sweet. There are beers that are sour. There are beers that are light. There are beers that are dark. There are beers that are dense. Right. Typically, you have the lagers. You have the pilsners. You have the IPAs. You have the red ales. You have the APAs, which are American Pale Ales. IPAs are Indian Pale Ales.
Those wrestling fans, that's not APA, you know.
You also have then IPAs have doubles, triples, quadruples. All right.
And he's back.
Oh.
You have golden ales. You have dark ales. You have there are what they call what is it? Milk
Milk stouts?
Milk stouts.
There's a whole world behind this.
Yeah,
There
Pablo,
are
there's
stouts.
so many different flavors.
I know.
Welcome to our world.
Yo, I love it, man. I like this
There-
world.
there's
This is
a
like
lot-
Caitlin
The
introducing
biggest
me to
most
hockey.
people like
Yeah.
think of beer as just like beer. Like here's
yeah,
a
yeah.
beer.
I'm
And that's
known to
fine.
just seeing the ones, like you were saying, at the
basic
gas
stuff that
station.
everyone drinks
there
all
are
the time.
some beers that I'm not gonna lie, bro. I drank the beer and 20 minutes later I was taking a shit.
Coño, ¿qué cerveza es eso?
Yeah.
Yo, for real.
And that was like one of those like really dense milkshake type beers, and I was like, damn, the flavor wasn't bad. It didn't look bad. The side effects were a different story.
Then you have like beer's cousin, which is like mead, which is like a
I love me
completely
a mead.
different animal.
I love mead, bro.
It's like
mead
it's like honey wine.
You love meat?
You drink it out of a
I love
horn.
meat and mead.
Mead is really good. So back in the day, they used to drink more beer and mead than they did water because it was safer to drink.
Oh.
Yep.
The reason why it was safer was because
It was safer to drink than water?
yes, let me explain that part.
People shat in the water.
Back in the day,
And pissed
back
in the water.
400 years ago, there was no sort of water filtration system. So you were better off drinking some sort of alcoholic beverage, wine, mead,
That was fermented
that
separately.
was fermented
and that is something.
separately from the
Wow.
water.
So beer has been around for
It's been around for a good minute.
Like since the beginning.
like Homo sapiens type thing, Neanderthals.
No, I don't think they
Bro,
go that far
Neanderthals
back.
used to drink their own piss, bro. Like
They-
Oh,
those guys
okay.
had no filter needs.
Oh, okay.
you never know.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Maybe they had piss beer.
they maybe had piss beers.
yeah, some beers taste
It
like
was
piss.
beer.
So
He's
it was
right on that.
beer. So
Some beers do taste like
the
piss.
Neanderthals were like, "Yo, how can I get the taste of piss without getting sick?"
yo, seriously, that's how beer came alive. That's interesting. There's a whole world. I didn't know that there
And
was
I-
a whole.
And a lot of this stuff actually migrated to the U.S. from Europe.
Of course.
during the 1700s.
Our
See,
our
I like,
forefathers.
Our forefathers.
I like the history behind it.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
And then if you want to refer to history within the U.S. and in relations to beer,
and craft beers,
You're-
because that's
And-
So was this part?
big
I mean,
U.S. thing.
dumb question, but this was also banned during the Prohibition, right?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Well, alcohol was banned. Period.
alcohol overall.
Okay.
They tried to ban
But
alcohol.
you know, someone somewhere had it in their basement. Always.
Yeah.
It's where actually, and the funny thing is that's where streetcars got their whole thing, like hot rods and stuff. It's because they were trying to race down ways to get away from the cops. So they had carrying all this alcohol.
Which
That's how you actually like streetcars, people
during-
trying to race, go back
during
to
that same
Prohibition.
time, during the Prohibition, then there also came the production of or self-creation of moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
You had the
That's where it started.
Yep. A lot of
Yeah, bro.
distilleries all over like Tennessee,
there were
Alabama.
there were some distilleries, bro, that you can pour the fucking moonshine into the fuel tank of the vehicle and the shit would run.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
and
yep.
people were drinking that.
And people
Oh,
would
yeah.
drink
Yeah.
How were
Pablo.
they not dropping like flies?
It's kind of
They
crazy.
were.
They were.
They were, bro.
They'll get like 2 shots in, the liver failure. Like that's it.
Oh my god! So
And then when you really talk about bourbons or whiskeys today, before the thing is aged in a barrel for whatever time frame they age it for, depending on the company, it's about 160 proof when they pour that thing into the barrel.
I'm trying to make my own whiskey. Can't confirm.
So by the time it
Can't
makes it to your hands after it's aged, and most of these companies are up in the north, so it goes through all 4 seasons. It's winter, fall, spring, and summer.
Or northeast. Get that right.
Or northeast. Huh? Okay, so they're in the north. Let's not specify east or west. You know, they're in the north from where we are, because we are in Florida.
Northeast.
And we for sure don't make no whiskeys down here.
No, we do
Uh,
not.
So let me ask you: does the weather? Because you're mentioning seasons. Does the weather put
the
into
weather
effect
definitely
Adds
puts into
into
effect.
effect.
beer?
Temperature-
Beer.
Temperature affects anything that has a fermentation process.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that be beer or even making pickles in your house, temperature affects it.
So but there's nothing wrong with drinking beer that was in a warmer temperature. It's you're just gonna get a different taste.
You have a high
Is that what it
risk
is?
of creating bacteria.
Oh, okay. So
The-
all
in
beer
order-
is done cold.
No.
Not really. No.
No?
No.
You have to
the
heat it up.
The first stages of creating a beer, when you put in the yeast and everything else, gets boiled up to almost 300 degrees.
That is correct.
And it is boiled for a certain amount of time, depending on what brewery we're talking about, what beer you're talking about. Then it is ran through a system that drops it below 40 degrees after it's already met that peak, that duration of that process,
Oh.
right? It is dropped below 40 degrees, and then it is maintained below that 40-degree mark until it is served in your cup.
There's a
Yeah.
whole
There's a whole process. We
process.
have another show on this because this is gonna take a while.
No,
if
yeah,
we
yeah,
go into
yeah.
it.
But this is interesting. I like to hear this from you guys.
If you
Like
want
to
to
learn.
know,
Well,
if
no,
you
we'll
want to
bring
learn
you
about
back.
bourbon,
We'll have a basic beer day, and we bring
Just
them
have
in and
basic
just have
beer
like
day.
basic beers.
Oh.
That's actually a perfect one. What, if anything, you guys can leave comments for us in our YouTube, on our Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts,
like leave
Spotify,
us
YouTube
messages.
channel.
Like we love this.
Our Instagram, which these photos of these beers tonight will be going up on there soon.
Yeah, I gotta.
For the next beers coming up next week, we potentially may have these beers up on the Instagram profile for you guys.
If anything,
So-
we'll bring back Josue, and we'll bring some like basic beers, but basic beers you think that we should have him try.
I can't say my tolerance is gonna be higher. And when we-
Maybe we should make him taste every single beer we've given higher than a 4.
Ooh.
Yo, what Prada? Do what you gotta do, brother.
No, don't say that.
Do
Don't
what you
say-
gotta
don't-
do.
don't
Do you
dare
want
me,
to
bro,
die,
'cause
Josue?
Yo, all I'm saying is next time some churraco or loaded nachos. We're gonna
It
do a
would be nice.
podcast. We're gonna do a
No,
podcast.
eventually
where-
we are going to do a podcast episode that is going to have food in combination with these beers. I
That
need
would
to
be
bring
very
a
nice.
solid dish into this.
It's just a little hard currently.
It's
you know.
just difficult
it's
thinking
hard to
about the
have a
sound
show.
effects we're going to be putting on this mic as we chew. You know,
AS- ASMR.
I don't think you want to hear that the whole
Awesome.
time.
Juicy meat.
ASMR chewing.
No, or some
ASMR.
crunchy nachos. It could be either or.
Hey, but listen, you guys have a great podcast. This is
All right.
very interesting.
Thanks for
Well,
coming
thank
in.
you.
Thank you.
both
You guys
Northern
have any
and
other
Josue.
questions? Any other comments?
Don't
No,
ask-
I think we enough.
Listen, don't
We
ask. Don't
we
ask
went
that
long
Prada.
enough right now.
We went
Yeah.
long enough, bro. 'Cause
I
Don't-
love
you know,
y'all.
Don't
Went long
ask
enough.
that.
Chen had to run out already. I think I'm
Yeah.
next on that list. So
Sorry,
let you know.
sorry, Chen, for all the questions.
that's it for tonight's episode of Outdoors Brews and Barbecues, guys. Thanks for chatting in and listening to us talk crap about beers
Thank you guys.
and or national parks or barbecues.
Yeah, don't
Uh,
forget to listen to us both on YouTube, Spotify. Norland also has.
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, if you guys want to check me out, me and my partner Angel, he was on one of these episodes once. We do have our own podcast called Outdoors Brews. Nope, not that. It's
That
called
is
The Weaves-
ours.
It's called the Weaves and
Bro, don't be
Gamers
stealing my name.
Anonymous. where we talk about anime and video games on a weekly basis. So if you guys want to go ahead and check us out anywhere, you can find your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. That'll be great.
You Spotify it.
You Spotify. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I am Junior J Music. I currently make any types of music. Especially my specialty is Carlos' favorite music, reggaeton.
Hey, my boy's fire. My boy's fire.
You might be
So,
fire, bro.
a
But,
lot of EDM right now too. So
You can
Hey.
do it. I'll do the EDM with you. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
Hey,
I'm doing a lot of stuff on my own EDM.
Josue
All right.
actually makes some great music. Yeah, y'all should be out there. If,
But,
you,
Send me some
if
EDM
you feel like
files.
you got a good voice, you got
Anybody that
good
wants
idea?
to do country music, we can do some country
love me
music
some
too.
country.
Yo, bro, you got some country music going on here with some.
Your boy just
moonshine.
got back from Tennessee the other day, so
I love that.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening into Outdoors Brews and Barbecue. That is it for today's episode. Until the next time, man.
peace.
Later.
Peace. Marcelo with the
guys.
eggplant emoji.
Eggplant.